It is another exciting Wednesday here in
It
Indianapolis at MVM Studios.
That's
as
how you
we
open
like to call.
every Wednesday.
I do.
It's not always an exciting Wednesday.
It's not
but
always, but this is an
today
exciting
is an
Wednesday.
exciting Wednesday.
I'm particularly excited because we have an early copy of Ascension Legends here, which is a new standalone boxed game from Ascension, which is one of my favorite deck building games of all time.
Standalone expansion.
Standalone expansion, as it's called,
So
because
it can be played by itself, but you can mix and match
to
your heart's content. Now, I'm no Ascension expert, but a lot of their games do a lot of wild things. I'm not sure if you can just say, I want to do it all.
You can.
You can?
You can. I do it on the app. I just click all the boxes that are on the app and say add sometimes. This, though...
But even with like the ships and all...
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, the ships are not in the app yet. They're coming. Anyway, that being said, David's not wrong in that Ascension does do some crazy things. And there have been some expansions that like really add a lot of layers to the gameplay. This is not one of those. This is kind of actually kind of pulling it all back in to a more centralized Ascension experience, as you'll see. So I say this makes a very good jumping on point for people that never played Ascension. This is a good box to start with.
It is a good entry point, but it does offer some more stuff, and it offers these tracks here, which you can't see on screen right now, but you will in a second. We're going to be moving up these tracks as we play the game. In fact, I'm going to place your bets now whether we miss one of the times.
You have to be very intentional on
every time you acquire a
tracks.
card, every time you defeat a monster, you go up a track typically. But you're going to get some bonuses as we go up these tracks, and those are on these leader cards up here, or legends cards rather. And honestly, it's a way I'd play Ascension all the time.
And Sugar, I wouldn't even necessarily call it streamlined. I mean, the rules are the same. It's just it doesn't have a lot of ancillary stuff going on. It just brings it all back to the core board that you'll see in a second. So I'll talk about that when I show it. But we do have a little update for our fans.
We do. If you're a fan of the channel and you've been paying attention, we had announced a Clank app beta key. We have one. We're giving it away in our Discord. Rather, we gave it away in our Discord. Over the last week, if you came over to the Discord and signed up, you had a chance to win. We randomly picked someone from all those comments this morning, and the lucky winner is...
Oh, you expected me to write it down?
Oh, he doesn't remember. Token Fan
Forever. That's what it was. Because I almost said Bilbo, because their profile picture is Bilbo, but then I froze, and I was like,
yeah,
it's not Bilbo.
It's the animated Bilbo from the animated cartoon from the 70s, I think. But yes, Tolkien Fan Forever.
Which is great. If you're not in our Discord, we have a Tolkien Fan Forever and a Frodo, and they're both awesome.
Now, I'm gonna say this. Those two comments were right next to each other. So Frodo, if this is just an alt account and you just can't keep yourself from like declaring your fandom of Tolkien, then we might disqualify you. But no, we'll reach out to you. This is going to be super simple. I'll just give you the beta key in a private message on our Discord.
And to answer some of those questions that were flying in, yes, we will be at Gen Con. Join the Discord as well. We'll talk about that at the end because we're definitely going to be doing a thing at Gen Con we want to talk about.
Yep.
Also, my first Ascension was the first Ascension. I bought that first, I think it was Origins, like what, that 2014 or 15?
Yeah.
It was pre-MVM.
Yeah, Ascension was not my first foray into deck building. I actually remember I was actually in another life visiting Cryptozoic at the time, before I was doing any of this, and they showed me an early look at the DC deck building game.
Oh yeah, that was a great one
and
too.
I said, is this like, because at the time it was effectively Ascension and Dominion.
Right.
Maybe Thunderstone, which is a different sort of game, but and he was basically describing DC being more like Ascension than it is Dominion because of the reveal row,
the revolving market row,
which I love. I love discovering new cards.
All right, so feel free to keep asking questions, but we're going to jump into the game.
Here it is.
And these are the tracks that David was talking about. Each one of these tracks is linked to a particular legend that represents the 4 factions that have maintained through all of Ascension. There's Enlightened, Void, Mechna, and Lifebound. And as you go up these tracks, you're going to trigger these powers. Now, the final version of the game, I should say this is just a prototype.
Yes.
But the final version will have 2 options or more, at least 2 options for each one of these legends. And you get to choose the one you want to use. I can imagine this is something that they could continue to produce.
I would think so.
Legends
I mean, if you're going to go to the trouble of having variable things just for 2, maybe they'll have more. Who knows? As we go up these tracks, though, we'll fire those off. And then if you get to the top of the track, which I'm not even sure if one of us will, but if one of us gets to the top of the track, every turn you get to either acquire or defeat a monster over here of that faction for free, which is pretty big. That'll help really move the game up. Are we drawing our hands?
Yeah, who's going first? Oh.
Right here on camera. It's
you.
you.
That's me.
It's you.
So, if you've never played Ascension, what we're doing is drawing a hand of cards, playing a hand of cards, and then potentially buying cards or scoring points. We have a limited amount of points in a 2-player game. Once that pool of points is gone, the game is over. And you'll remember that I was the first player. We do get equal turns, so David will take the last turn of the game.
Yes. Also, we're going to try to play here as long as we possibly can until our pieces sort of interrupt with that. Because we wanted to zoom in on the board for you so we didn't have our play space
My
here.
first play is pretty easy.
That's a good idea.
This is a great first hand.
Is that apprentice across the board?
It is, which also now that means that my next hand is not going to be great at all. I would have actually rather only had 4. But anyway, I do have 5. So I'm going to buy, of course, definitely buy this Snow Strider Lycan because he costs 5. And he is a Lifebound hero. So as I purchase a Lifebound hero, just tick right up there. And a new card will take its place. Ooh, Mecha Phoenix. That is an awesome looking. I have not seen that. We've played through this a couple times.
I haven't seen that either.
Seen that card.
I can tell you this right now, though. We're going to be seeing it for a while. Because ain't nobody going to be defeating that guy anytime soon.
All right.
My turn?
Yep.
All right. I've got a 3 Apprentice, 2 Militia. If you've never played...
That means you're about to hit your 5 hand, too.
Yeah, exactly. If you've never played, these allow you to purchase cards. These allow you to defeat, which I'll show you right now. I can't defeat anything out here. Ooh, very close here.
Very close.
But you can always defeat the cultist for 2. So I'm going to kill the cultist, as we say, and get 1 point right there. And then I have 3 to buy. Is there anything?
There's this Mushroom Druid for 2.
You know what? I'm going to buy the Mushroom Druid.
You're going to keep going up the Lifebound right next to me?
Yeah.
And this does not cost 1. That would have been cool for you. That would have been cool for both of us. Well, I'm in the same boat. We drew opposite hands because this time I drew the 3 and 2. So 3 Apprentices, 2 Militia. Not a lot of options for me, but I can always buy either a Mystic or Infantry. I will buy a Mystic for the 3, and sure, I will defeat the Cultist, fight the Cultist for 1 point.
There's your 1 point.
Dreamscape was an awesome expansion.
What did Dreamscape do?
It added these dream cards that you could buy with a special currency, and there was almost like a draft. You got to choose these dream cards, and they were really powerful, really powerful cards, but you had to earn it. This is definitely meant for 4 players. We're just playing it 2, but you can play 4 players for sure. It comes with 4 starter decks. We're just only playing with 2 of them.
All right. As Ryan mentioned, I was headed towards my 5 purchase. So I've got 5 runes to spend. I am going to...
Ooh, so close to that 6.
Well, yep. I guess I'm going to just get the Mountain Seer.
Yeah.
And go up the Enlightened track. Well, we haven't forgotten yet, Ryan.
Nope, not yet. Oh, man.
By the way, this plays lightning fast, especially at 2 players. I played this. Ryan and I have played a bit, but I played it with my son
the Delirium set was awesome.
It was a fast game.
No, this is space 1. We should have started at space 0. I think that's correct. Nick says you start off the board and move up to 1. I don't know why they did it that way.
It is okay. So we'll move these off the board, and we're both here?
Yeah. My hand is not great here. I only had 4, and that would have been great if you had left me that card to buy. I don't know that I want to buy another Mystic, but I feel like I need to get something. Hopefully I can get some stuff that lets me call these out later. And I only have 2 to fight with. This is a bad turn. So just another 1 more point for me. That was not a happy turn. Thank you, Nick. That's a good...
It is a good catch.
Yeah, good catch.
Hopefully they make that very clear in the final product.
Yeah.
I've got this hand again. 2 Militia, 3 Apprentice. So, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to waste.
Oh, hello, Justin. By the way, Justin is one of the designers, one of the creators of Ascension. So thank you for joining us today, Justin, from wherever fancy place you might be today.
He's on Mars today, actually.
What?
Yes, on the planet
Mars. He made it
Mars.
to Mars. Wow.
He owns half of it.
He owns half of that Ascension money. That's Mars money.
Yeah, that's.
That would be nice. You done?
I am. You didn't even pay attention. I bought 8 cards. I cheated.
Well, I have that Snow Strider Lycan that I purchased before. He does give me 1 point, so I'll take a point there. He gives me 1 buy power, 1 combat, and draw a card. So I'll do that. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I will get Master Vaya, who moves me up the Enlightened track as well.
All right.
I'm joining you in the Enlightened world.
What's up next?
And I only ended up with 1 combat, which is not enough to fight anything.
Okay. I've got 4 Apprentice and my Mushroom Druid. I'm going to do my Mushroom Druid first. I'm getting 3 points. That's not bad. Mushroom Druid was part of my son's strategy against me.
That's a good one. I mean,
he had a bunch of life bounds, was just giving him points.
In a limited point game like this?
Yeah.
Oh, Justin's working on a zero gravity ascension for space travel.
Oh,
perfect.
Perfect. That's why he's on Mars.
It's playtesting.
Makes perfect sense.
Sure.
I mean, the moon's closer. FYI, you could have just gone there, maybe. 4, I'm going to get... Ooh, you know what? I'm going to get... What's the situation out here? I'm going to get 2 heavy infantry.
Oh, I would love an Ascension Tactics digital version. We had a great time. We played Ascension Tactics on the live stream and had one of the worst possible series of bad luck, to the point where one of the creators, Gary from Ascension, actually messaged me and said, "I cannot believe that string of..." Do you remember that?
For you?
For both of us, when we put in the live stream, like we fought a monster that like took the top card of the row, and it was like the biggest, best sword in the game,
Yeah,
and he equipped it.
It was pretty gnarly.
It was awesome, though. All right. So I've got that Master Vaya.
Mars Ascension.
Draw 2 cards. All right. So he just drew me 2 cards. It didn't do anything else. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Ryan
6.
loves his draw cards.
I do. I'm going to get another one here, the Shadow Arbiter. That's going to move me up the Void track. And again, I'm drawing these combats like one at a time, and that doesn't do me any good. So... Oh, there's one that we were talking about. They're not all final art, but there will be final art on that.
All right. I've got 3 apprentices or apprenti. And I've got my Mountain Seer. This says draw a card, then banish a card in the center row.
Oh, nice.
Gain
That's a really good card.
In each of the factions. Oh.
Yeah. That replaced the banish card.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I might banish... What's this do for you? Oh, it's a construct. A lot of monsters out.
Yep.
I'm going to banish this guy just because he doesn't have art.
Get him out of there. Then it's replaced by Void, so you go up 1 on the Void track.
All right. And then I've got... Oh, I draw a card, too. So I've got 4 Apprentice. That's a little nicer, but not exactly what I'm looking for.
Tony, that's a great question. And if you watch, we did a little video on this. And if you look at the update, one of the first updates they made on the campaign already is that, yes, you will be able to buy just the center decks. They're going to sell for all of the sets. You don't have to buy the big boxes. You can just get the cards.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Which is pretty cool.
I just played the Mushroom Druid again for 3 more points.
Yep.
I need to get up that lifebound track.
And I think, Thea, from my understanding of what they said in the campaign, and Justin might still be here to answer this, it made it seem like anything you need to play the deck also comes in that box.
Yes.
So like the dice that you might need for the dice, and some components have been turned into cards instead of like physical components.
Yeah, look at their campaign page. It actually lists the things you would need, the board and whatnot. Before you play, I wanted to point out, this is a card that, I don't know if you mentioned this earlier, a lot of the cards will get better the further you are up the tracks as well. So the tracks aren't just about triggering these, they're about juicing up some of the cards.
So I got this guy again. I drew my card. He's got me 1, 2, 3. So he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 5 to buy with. And again, I'm drawing my combats all willy-nilly. So with 5 to buy, I don't have quite the 6. So I'm just going to get another Mystic. This feels bad. I've got way too many Mystics in my hand, and I'm not going up the tracks fast enough. But that's okay. Mystics are still worth a point at the end of the game.
My turn?
Yep.
All right, ready for some combat?
Yep.
I've got 2 heavy infantry and a militia for 5. I'm going to start by defeating this guy right here. Ooh. Reward, you may...
2 points and draw a card.
Yep.
That's
so
not bad.
Take that. I'll take 2 points.
Yeah, you got a lot of points over there already.
I'll draw
I've
a
got 3
card.
points, by the way. So
that was 3 of my 5.
Yep.
Here's another 2. So I've got 4. And there's nothing...
There's a lot more.
I think I will defeat this guy.
Okay.
And the Mechana Remnant gives me 4 points.
Mm-hmm. And did you go up the Enlightened track when you beat this guy? By the way?
I did not.
That's
Enlightened?
That. Yep.
Boop. And this guy's Mechana.
Yep.
Mechana.
Mechana.
If you have played or acquired a Mechana card this turn, gain 2 runes, which I have not. I only have 2 runes to spend. So I think...
This might be controversial, but I hate buying heavy infantry.
Can you
I will do
replenish
it.
this?
Oh, yeah. I will do it, but I don't enjoy doing it.
I'm going to acquire this Bomb Crafter
and go up
the void track.
All right.
Yeah, the game, I mean, this game's always been rewarding. It's one of those deck builders where you're just like this big cascading turn, but these tracks make it even better.
More apprentices. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will buy Reyna the Riftwalker and go up the void track again. Boop. My turns are not nearly as exciting, and I need to find some way to start getting points.
Oh my gosh.
I have 3 points.
Look at the monster situation.
I know, it's getting kind of crazy.
I'm loaded for bear on the heavy infantry, so we'll see. Hopefully this helps. Could be a fast game that way.
It might
1, 2,
be.
3, 4, 5.
This is not coming up my way at all. Which happens.
Oh, this isn't super great.
I'll get a great hand of...
I am going to be bold here.
Okay. Be bold.
I have a rune that's worthless.
Yep.
Oh no, that's a militia. Combat that's worthless. And I've got these 4. Yep. I'm gonna buy 2 heavy infantry.
I'm in the same boat as you. 2, 4, 5, 6. I can do 6.
6 purchase or damage?
Yeah, 6. I'll do 2 heavy infantries. I don't like getting the heavy infantries, but I'm doing it. Did it that time.
Here we go. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Oh, you know what? Did I go up? I killed a void person, right?
Yeah, and you moved up the void.
Yeah, but I also got this bomb crafter at the end of that.
Yeah, but wasn't that your 2? Or do you have a 3rd?
Were both monsters?
No, you didn't kill a void monster. You got it for replacing something with a void card.
I see.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. I've got another heavy infantry militia. Blah, blah, blah. So I've got 5 there. I think, what's the Hellstring Blades do? It's not great, but it is a lot of points.
How many points is it?
5.
Jeez. Oh yeah, there's no constructs in play.
I'm taking this one though. Claws of Defoul.
Yep.
It's just a normal monster, so I'm not going to go up a track, but I get 4 points. And gain any one in any one faction. I am going to gain... I'm going to gain 1 in Void.
Nice.
That allows me... And I have these 2 Apprentice.
Yep.
I am going to get rid of... Man, so many monsters. It's kind of crazy. I'm going to get rid of this militia that I've played with that void power. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to spend these 2
to get another heavy?
On a heavy infantry.
The cultist does have pretty crazy eyes.
I love... Yeah, cultist is at the top of our screen. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't. Oh, I see that now.
Yeah.
All right, I got Master Vaya. Draw 2 cards. I've got the Snowstrider Lycan, which is draw a card.
What's interesting, too, is the Militia and Mystic, you'll often buy those in a game of Ascension. In this one, it feels... Not as effective because it doesn't do anything to help you go up the tracks.
I'm going to banish this apprentice to gain 2 combat. So I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 combat. I finally drew all my combat stuff. I've got 7.
7 combat?
Yeah.
All right.
So I'll defeat this Lifebound Remnant for 3, which is going to give me 5 points because
5?
I played a Lifebound hero this turn.
I'll give
and
you,
it's going to
I'll
move
give
me
you
up the
a
Lifebound
5er.
track. Thank you.
Did you move up the Lifebound track?
I did, and then I'm going to defeat this Lifebound Remnant for 5 more, which is going to move me up the Lifebound track.
And it says, once per turn, you may put a hero from your discard pile on top of your deck.
Which you can do in any order. So I can potentially buy a hero. So for my buying, I have 1.
But you don't have a discard pile.
2, 3, 4. I'm about to.
Oh, I don't think you can discard this, then do it.
Oh, I'm about to have a discard pile in like 1 second.
All right.
Because I'm going to buy this Lycan Fang, and he's going to go straight to my discard pile.
Ah, nice.
And then I will use the power of Cetra to put him on top of my deck.
The power of Cetra.
And that means I go up the Lifebound track 1 more time.
Cetra or Citra? All right.
That's a good question.
Are we ready?
I've always pronounced it Cetra, but I guess it could be.
I'm playing Bombcrafter first. That lets me draw a card. And I gain 2 attack, but I have to banish this card.
Afterwards,
so I have 2 attack with that. I'm going to go ahead and play my Mushroom guy and get the Mushroom Druid's going to give me 3 points. And then, this Apprentice is lonely. I'm going to play Heavy Entropy. I've got 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
And a rune that's probably going to do nothing.
We're burning through this. We might be playing this twice.
8. I feel like I just want to...
Cetra.
Cetra.
I don't know. That's what somebody said. That might be the case. I mean, I've never heard them pronounced.
I am going to defeat the Morrow Worm Rider.
Mm-hmm.
It's a life-bound monster.
Yep.
So it's going to move me up. That's 5 of my 8.
Yep.
I gain 3 points.
Yep.
And you may acquire a hero with cost 5 or less without paying its cost.
Yep.
I'll acquire the Void Emissary. When you acquire this card, gain an additional Void thing. So I'm going to go up twice on the Void. 1, 2. That's this guy done.
Okay.
And I have 3 more. I will defeat this guy here. Reward 2 points.
Yep.
You may banish a card from your hand or discard pile, and it is a void. So I'll go up here.
And then you can banish
another
another
card. I can
card.
banish 2 things from my
one that you
hand
played this turn.
I will discard. Or it says or discard pile, right?
Yeah, but this is just a card you played this turn.
Yeah. I will discard my militia there, and I'll discard. This guy's gone anyway.
Yep.
I'll discard this apprentice. And I had a that's it for me.
All right. Let's see. I've got
This game's moving.
Reyna Riftwalker, 4 combat. Next time you defeat a monster in the center row, gain its non-star reward twice. So she's got 4, 5, 6. So I've got 6 combat. And then I've got 2, 3, 4, 5 to buy with. So let's do the 6 combat first. I'm going to get rid of this Marrow Worm Rider. Gain 3. You may acquire a card costing 5 or less, or a hero costing 5 or less from the row without paying its cost. So this guy's lifebound, so that goes. I will take the Shade Ascara, which is Enlightened and Void. So Enlightened goes up, Void goes up. I can banish a card I played this turn, and then I get to do it again. Sorry. I'll take the Shadow Mender and go up the Void. So that was my combat. And then my buy power, I have 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll take this guy, Ascara of Judgment, for 2 of that 5.
That lets you draw a card.
That lets me draw a card. So
those are used, right?
Yep. I had 3 left. Now I've got 4 left. I'll buy this Shade Feather, I guess. Go up 1 there. And I still have I have not banished a card I played this turn yet. So I'll banish this Apprentice, and that is it.
All right.
Unless this costs 1, and it doesn't.
The Dream.
The Dreamscape.
Dream Scrape.
The Dream Scrape. Thank you.
All right. Well,
it's just a non-honor. You don't double the honor that you get from defeating it. But the going up the track is from acquiring cards. So it's acquire a card, you go up the track.
I'm gonna play the Mountain Seer. Draw a card.
Yep.
Oh, perfect. Maybe-ish, sort of, kind of. And then banish a card in the center row. I will banish. I'll banish this guy. And then replace it with a double. Yes.
Enlightened and Void.
I go up Enlightened. I go up Void. So I am able to draw a card from the Enlightened one. This isn't bad. This isn't bad.
No, yeah,
the
monster's reward was to take a hero that costs 4 or 5 or less. So taking 2 heroes meant going up the tracks for those heroes.
I'm gonna go ahead and play my 4 Apprentice and buy the Dark Monk.
We did a video on this, Chris, and we talked about that. It's like having your own champion, but you get access to all the champion's powers, which is pretty cool.
Oop. I bought him. I have 1 more rune to spend, but I'm not going to spend it probably. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play these 2 heavy infantry and defeat this Void. I think so. If you have played or acquired a Void, which I did, you may banish up to 2 cards. I will acquire this and go up the Void track again. This is going to let me discard from my hand or discard pile 2. Yep. This is 1 from what I've played.
Yep.
I will get rid of, for the track, I'll get rid of an Apprentice. And then for the Void Remnant, I'll get rid of 2 Apprentice.
Hand or discard pile?
Yeah.
Oh, was that was that still those in your hand still?
They're played.
Okay.
Well,
I don't know. Justin's here. He can answer.
His hand?
Hand is like hand.
Oh, it's not what you've played?
Well, I mean, they differ. I'm not going to, I don't know. We don't have the rules in front of us. Justin should know. I think there's a differentiate between what you've, because some cards say from what you've played, and some cards say from your hand.
Oh.
But I don't know. It's not going to be that huge of a difference, considering the game is almost over. We've only got like 10 points left. Though, I'm not going to speed up the end of the game at all, because all I can do is buy stuff.
Your hand is not what you played. 6. All right. I'll take the 2 Apprentice back.
The Aura Emissary, when you acquire this, gain an additional Enlightened. So I go up 2. And well, maybe, let's see. Ooh. No, I'm going to buy the Dreamscape. No, I'll buy the Mage and go up here. You may put a hero from your discard pile onto your deck. So that'll be nice. I'm going to do that with putting this Emissary on top of my deck. All right.
That's it?
That's it. No points.
Are you off
I've not bought a single Mechana card. Mechana card.
Mechana card. All right, I'm going to play the Mushroom Druid again. I'm still not up at 3, which stinks. And gain 3 points. And then
that card, you've gotten so many points from that card.
2 runes and 4 strength. Oh, interesting. Interesting. So the order of operations matters. If I had played these and defeated this, I could have gone up here.
Well, then you probably should have done it that way.
Yeah. I didn't. I'm not going to backtrack. It
doesn't matter. You can.
What else do we have here?
You would have gotten 1 extra victory point out of it. So.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. Oh, all of them are like that.
Yeah.
I will defeat him nonetheless for 4 points.
David, how many points do you have right now? Like 30?
I have lots.
I've got 14
and
points.
then gain 1 in any faction.
I've been buying too many mystics.
I will go ahead and move up on that. There you go. And he's just a monster, so I don't go up a track. Oh, and I had 2 to spend.
Yep.
I'll get heavy infantry. It's been Monster Central.
I know,
this
which
game.
is not good for me.
It's been
because
crazy.
I went heavy on economy, and all it's been is monster. So
I honestly,
I made an early mistake, and I've paid for it the whole game. Draw a card with the Emissary. This guy gives me 2 combat, and I may banish a card in my hand or discard pile. Get rid of that apprentice. You may banish a card in hand to gain 2. Get rid of that apprentice. And then a heavy infantry. So I have 2, 3, 4.
Thank you,
5,
all you Ascension
6.
fans, for joining us today. I appreciate you coming over.
I'll defeat the
to answer all of our questions.
Benevolence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've pretty much signified my own loss here. Gain 2 in any one faction. I'm not close enough to the top to actually benefit from anything. So, well, I'll go 1, 2 here, and maybe I'll draw a card that can help me. Run a Riftwalker gain is 4, and I gain the reward twice. Yeah.
What makes you gain it twice?
That's the power of the card.
Oh.
So I'll defeat the Claws of Defool and gain 4. Can you just give me a 5? And we're out of, yep.
We're out of gems.
And then the reward was gain 1 in any faction. I'll gain, and I get to do that twice.
Oh, that's part of the double too?
Yeah.
Because they were talking about that in the comments.
And then it's, right, that was what we were saying in the comments. Any non-honor reward, I don't get 8 points.
Oh, nice.
But I get any other reward twice. And that gives me a total of 2 left, so I will kill the cultist for 1 point.
Kill the cultist. My turn?
That's it. Yeah, I think you've...
This is the last turn, everybody. I'm going to play the Void Emissary.
This was bad.
By the way, if you happen to get all 4 emissaries in your hand and played, you win the game.
Yep.
One of the emissaries does that. This one lets you draw a card. Oh, that's not too shabby.
I should have that.
I've got 1 apprentice, and I've got 4 heavy infantry for a total of 8. 8? Well, I'll defeat this guy finally. He's been sitting here most of the game for 5. I collect from off screen, right? I can destroy a construct, but there is none. And this comes back out. I can't defeat anything other than another cultist, so I'll take 1.
Point. All right, and then I think you've crushed me, but let's see. Calculate up your points.
I haven't
you have more points.
Even looked at my cards.
I think you have more points just in honor than I have in my entire point spread.
So I have 10, 20, 30.
This is sad.
40. 43 in gems.
I think you've got me. We'll see. Don't forget these up here. You have 43, 44, 45, 46, 47.
48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57.
I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 55, 56, 57, 58.
Do you have 58?
Well, this is a pile of 10, pile of 20, pile for 30, pile for 40, 45, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58.
Look at that.
I don't know how. You didn't have a lot of points in your deck.
I was acquiring heavy infantry the whole game.
You were.
And defeating
I
monsters.
thought for sure you were. Like, you had so many more points. I guess that shows don't judge. But I only had 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I only had 25 points in gems.
That was a good...
How many points in gems did you have? 10, 20, 30? You had like...
I had 40, and then my points here.
All my points came from my cards.
All my cards were like ones.
I cannot believe
2,
that.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
I would have bid on you. I would have bet on you, for sure.
Oh, I was thinking the same thing, but we were overlooking the fact that you had acquired so many cards.
I had cards like 3 points. This one was worth 4 points, 4 points, 2 points.
So
I had a lot of points required.
That is how fast a game of Ascension Legends
that was like 30 minutes.
But we players.
We talked. Well, I thought that honestly, I thought that mushroom was what was going to do it, getting those 3 points every time. In fact, there might have been a point in which maybe you stopped adding cards to your deck just so you could get that mushroom more times.
Here's a question.
Yeah. If you banish it, you don't get the point anymore.
Is that an option?
No, it's not an option.
So the only way this would be a point is if you acquired it and it never came into your hand?
No, or you just didn't play it.
I see.
You don't have to play it necessarily.
I see.
Yeah, you can.
There was one more point.
I don't think we ever did that.
One more point right there.
That would have tied it up. I don't even know what the tiebreaker is. Probably most honor, and you would have won the tiebreaker.
Oh, probably most honor. Well, I don't know. Yeah, probably.
If you had bought one more heavy infantry for 1 point.
If anyone out there knows, what is the tiebreaker? Is it most honor?
Could you have bought? Did you ever have a time when you could have gotten a heavy infantry and didn't? Because that would be the 1 point difference.
Oh. No, if I had points to spend, I spent them. I had a lot of 1 point. I got rid of a bunch of apprentices.
Oh, the player who went last wins. So you would have won either way. The tiebreaker is whoever went last. So bring us out. Because we did mention this earlier, and we did want to talk about it at the end of the video just a little bit. If you're not already in our Discord, I see a lot of new faces here, people that came, obviously, Ascension fans. We'd love to have you in our Discord, all of you, because we are doing a pretty cool event at Gen Con this year, Saturday night. We're going to be doing games and pizza and hanging out, like a little community event, followed by a little after party, which is going to be probably us gaming all night. So it's going to be a blast.
The event goes from 6 to 10 p.m., and it's just a short walk up Capitol from the convention center. Everyone in our Discord already knows this. There's going to be a lot of people from our community, some industry friends, some people from publishers. We've got a few publishers sponsoring the event, so it should be fun. We're going to be just basically chilling, hanging out, playing games, eating some pizza, maybe some other snacks. There'll probably be some drinks there. But yeah, come over to the Discord and check it out.
That's a good point. And I will say that I told him he could go back and take that point. There's in that time when you said, oh, if I just done this the other way, I could have gone up the track and then gotten the 1 point. I did. I'll say on camera, I wouldn't have minded you going back, but yeah, that would have done it.
That 1 point mattered, but I didn't. I'm an honorable loser.
Well, I would say any game like this where you're triggering off multiple things, it's very easy to get ahead of yourself, and you're
especially with the addition of this.
Right,
it's even one more thing.
Just play all your cards out and play all your cards and then see what you can do. But the game actually benefits from maybe don't play this card yet because maybe you want to call it out of your hand and you don't want to have it played.
Yeah, cards can trigger some stuff, and particularly in this version of the game, when you go up these tracks, you're like, oh, I could do that too. Yeah. So anyway.
Well, especially if you go up multiple tracks in the same round, you get access to multiple different powers.
Either way, incredibly close game.
Incredibly
with
close.
Two wildly different approaches that we play. I mean, there is effectively two main approaches.
No, Stevie said they made a similar mistake in the World Championship. See, this is a low
At least I'm not in the World Championship.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
The fact that you're even in there is a testament.
Kidding.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
That is very cool.
That's very cool.
And thanks, Deadpan, for pointing out that it's a pretty cool event.
It'll be nice and cool this year.
You know what? Deadpan hasn't even been at the event at Gen Con.
That's true. Deadpan, have you been to Gen Con? I feel like I see you most at Origins, actually.
And PAX.
Yeah.
They're very close to PAX. I'm trying to get Deadpan and Giggles to come to Gen Con. I even lured them with a game.
Yeah, you got to. All right, well, thank you guys, all of you, so much for watching. It was a lot of fun. Very, very close.
Yeah, we'll be back next week. We mentioned this last week, but we've got a ton of pre-Gen Con content coming up. We're getting lots of games.
Yeah. Stay tuned to the channel.
We need to try to get covered. But next week, we'll probably just play one of them here, maybe pre-Gen Con.
Yeah,
but so you can take a look. We'll see you then.
All right, bye, everybody.